Ira Epstein with your morning flash update for this Monday, the 2nd of May, 2022. Well, first thing that's glaring is how much gold is down. But understand, you have right now 3 central banks coming out with meetings this week. You've got the Reserve Bank of Australia, that's tomorrow. You have the U.S. Federal Reserve, Wednesday's announcement, and then you have the Bank of England right behind that. You're looking at banks going into tightening mode. What's the headwind for gold? Stronger currencies, higher interest rates to take away from that. So as much as the inflation story is there, that's a big problem for that market. I wouldn't expect an awful lot over the next 48 hours in stock indices, as they want to see what the Fed's going to say, what the press conference does. It's widely expected that on the meeting on Wednesday, we will see a 50 basis point cut. Is there a shot for 75? There's always a shot, but it's not high probability. The runoff announcement of the balance sheet, that'll be announced. But understand, even if they take off $1.5 trillion over the next year and a half, it's only worth about 1/4 point. So it's really about what they do with the monetary policy. That's giving the dollar the bid. You can see most foreign currencies are down pretty hard against that. In the grain markets, farmers have to, this is May 1st, they're in the fields. They are planting like there's no tomorrow. So each year, as much as we get all the talk about the loss of grain from Ukraine and other situations that are going on, as I look at the market, you play the traditional parts. Pressure's going to come on the market because every one of those tractors that can run, they're out there. They're now planting, they're getting the corn into the field and other crops that you do at this time of the year. Beans will be right behind it, as you can imagine. Bonds and notes, well, again, who really wants to buy this market in front of the Fed announcement? Energy markets, well, they're getting hit right now. The question is, what is Europe going to do? That's a big question. Now, we're going to get at 8:45, the S&P is going to release their April manufacturing sector PMI numbers. Construction spending is going to come out this morning at 9 o'clock. The ISM is going to release their data this morning at 9 o'clock on their data part. The central banks, I just said, you've got 3 of them lining up this week for their monetary policies. In the Eurozone, as you can imagine, the numbers coming out of confidence and what's going on slower, except manufacturing PMI was a bit of a surprise, up 0.2 better than what the market thought. I also just got word as I was reading that China's made another announcement. Now they're closing gyms and cinemas completely until further notice. Public venues where people gather, those are going to be limited to 50% capacity. Dining in, as you know already, in restaurants is barred. Public schools have all been closed at this point in time, and we're waiting to see if things get worse in Beijing. There is a positive in Shanghai. Out of the 15 regional districts, as they call them, 6 of them haven't had an increase in the COVID cases as of last night. That doesn't mean there won't be other numbers. But in those districts, what they're doing is 5 of them, they're now allowing public transportation to run again. But as you can imagine, as China goes into this draconian measure of just shutting in the economy and crashing things, it certainly doesn't help them, and it doesn't help the world as to what's going on. In my charting course, I teach a lot of this. I help you with it. And remember, with the charting course, you get my full research for 30 days. So you get to see what I'm doing, how I teach it, and why do I do that? Because I want to embed in you. I want to lock in that you understand how to work with swing lines, moving averages as you go through them, the Bollinger Bands, the slow stochastics. I want you to get it all put together and see the bigger picture. And I don't just give it to you for the futures. I give it to you also for the stocks and the ETF videos that I do, because to me, a chart is a chart. You're going to see window envelopes, something you don't see when I do my end of the day free videos. Now, it's made up of 54 videos. There's 8 hours. You see what I do, you do the same, and then in the morning, I reinforce in each one of the videos what you're learning in today's markets. Obviously, the videos are past data, so what? It's the concept. So how do you find out more about it? Well, you can go to our website under the word research, or you can take your finger right here or your cursor, move it all the way up to the top, if you will. Depends if you got a touch screen. And click on that icon. It'll take you right to the area on our website to help you with this. I'm Ira Epstein. I will see you at the end of the day with our market wrap-ups. Good trading to you.